Now each show sort of follows over the idea of, well, reincarnation. The overlining thing being that each main character is the reincarnation of a powerful king or warrior who defeated a great evil in the past and kind of has to rise to the occasion again. And each different, well, show kind of owes its basis to an ancient civilization, and I'll get to that a little later. Now, the first Yugioh series owes its lines to ancient Egypt, with the main focus being Pharaoh Atem. Now, the basic line of this point at the story was the ancient evil was Zork, the Dark One, who was supposed to be the incarnation of all darkness. And basically, it was kind of what made this thing interesting was the monster tablets. It offered a lot of design and detail to the story. It got plenty of how can I put this? It got plenty of lifelike attitude to the monster. It really made them seem more realistic and believable. But with that said, the Millennium Item forces, which were pretty much the main focus of the story, were a little repetitive, and by the end of the series seemed to kind of have been more like just items. Their main uses had kind of been forgotten in the end. Now, in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the closest civilization I could probably think of, and this is actually off the top of my head, would be ancient Greece. I don't know why, it just kind of comes to mind. But what made Yu-Gi-Oh! GX different from the other bases is that instead of having to vanquish great evil, Jaden, in a sense, as the Supreme King, was, great evil. He was a dark figure, he ruled this dark realm, but ultimately Jaden manages to use that power for him. And unlike the other series, which have scattered plot points, the main basis was him learning to control his abilities and kind of harnessing his own powers of the Neos and such, and his dark powers, because unlike most series in which the darkness was evil and the light was good, it was actually flip side. The darkness was good and the light, to a certain extent, was the evil force. In Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, the series owes its lines to ancient Inca civilization, and the main basis was the Crimson Dragon and the Signers and their dragons. The idea behind this plotline is that the Signers were these chosen people, chosen by the Crimson Dragon to be able to wield the power of these 5 dragons. And ultimately, each Signer on their arm has a birthmark, even though actually few of them actually have received that birth to my knowledge, which symbolizes almost like, a piece of a dragon, depending on which Signer it is. Yusei, for example, has the head, and Jack, for another example, has the wings. And this offered an interesting take because it kind of goes back to the idea of darkness is good and darkness is bad, light is good.